What's poppin', everybody? I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
And this is Hoopin' with Mike and Brian. And welcome back to another beautiful episode of Hoopin' with Mike and Brian. Brian, how are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. It's great to be back in the studio. It's been, a little over a week, just with classes. We got last month of school coming up. So,
yes, we do.
Just focusing on classes, obviously watching the league, but I've been chilling, man, yeah.
It's the end of the season, man. End of the season, coming to the end of the school year, man. It's that clutch time, crunch time. Need to buckle up with everything with school. And, hey, man, teams in the NBA are starting to riling up, getting ready for the playoffs. But I want to get a little spotlight on you, man. You made a little debut this week, man. Give us a little insight. Man. Give us a little something, man.
Hey, I appreciate all the love and support. But, before, I got to say the socials real quick. We're out on Instagram, TikTok, at hoopin.mb, on Twitter, at hoopin_mb, and then we're also on YouTube, at Hoopin with Mike and Brian. And as you know, we're out on all platforms. But, so I got this opportunity from Phantom Sport Industries. Thank you for the opportunity. They're up and coming, sports brand, very similar to ESPN, but one day, they'll be up there with those names. So, my goal is to be I want to do sports writing. That's a goal of mine to take part in one day. So I got this opportunity to publish articles and expand my writing habits. So I wrote an article on why Russell Westbrook is the most disrespected NBA player of all time. It's on their website, and also if you go to their Twitter, at Phantom Sports Industries, they just published it a couple days ago. So that was big. It was a great opportunity. I got a lot going on, just the radio here, school, but it was great to, put my focus towards that because that's something I always wanted to pursue. So yeah, Mike, that's basically it. But it was just a good opportunity. It's a blessing to have my name out there, and it's the first of many. So I'm gonna continue, putting articles out and whatnot. But I'm excited, man. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, no, man. I was peeping the game on Twitter, man, and I saw. I followed it. I followed the Twitter page for Phantom Sports.
Appreciate it.
Instantly after you told me about them and everything, and I just remember getting the thing. And I just remember seeing debut album for Brian McQuillan, and I was like, hey, that's the boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. And I take a good read. I read everything, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate
awesome,
it, man.
And I'm so happy. I'm proud of you, bro. And
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Man. Shout out to Phantom Sports Industries.
Sure. Give me that
for believing in my boy. And I'm telling you, you guys signed that guy. You signed a guy, and I'm definitely he's gonna change Phantom Sports and that basketball industry, because I'm telling you.
It means the world, man. It means the world.
No, for sure, man. For sure, man.
Over here,
thing, bro. You've been doing your thing.
Hey, yes, sir.
You had the Big 12. You had Phantom. What's next, man?
Dude, Hoopin', man. Hoopin' with Mike and Brian.
Hoopin' with Mike and Brian.
As everyone knows out there, me and Mike, we're not just guys who do podcasts. We're close friends, man. We got a great connection, and big things coming from Mike, as you guys know. Watch out for the baseball games coming up at West Virginia. Mike's gonna have a big role in that coming up. He's smiling over here because he's I don't know why, but he's shaking his head a little bit, but it's an exciting time, and big things are coming for the both of us, but for now, it's great to be back in the studio, Mike, and I'm just excited. We got a big episode coming up. Obviously the season's winding down, and we'll have more content dropping soon. Also shout out to our content creator Andre DeBagian. Make sure you follow his Instagram at
Dre, baby.
Hey, he told me to tell you he says hi. Forgot to tell you that. So
Andre says hi. Hey, Dre, I love you, man. I say hi back, bro. See, I gotta see my guy soon, man.
Hey, pull up the jersey, man. Shout out to the 201.
I know. Maybe I need to go play for you guys on that good. What's that?
The Good Buddies, man. Yeah. Hey, make sure you follow the Instagram at Good Buddies Team Official on Instagram. But Mike, there's a spot for you. I'll make sure.
Yeah,
I'll make sure.
You guys have like a little team, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oof. Maybe we can make some basketball content out there.
Yeah, man. We gotta. We got a good crew over there, and season's coming up. Starts what's today, March 29th. So it starts in like 2 months roughly. So gotta get in the gym. Gotta get some shots up to make sure I'm not rusty like I was in the intramurals for the U90 tours. But I'm excited, man.
There you go, and it's all gonna start looking good, especially once you get back in there.
Yeah, for sure. Back in the lab.
That's always one of the best feelings, to go out there and just play ball.
Just hoop, man.
Like nothing. Don't worry about anything else. That's what's best about basketball. But hey, let's get into it. NBA's coming to an end. We've had some very interesting things happen over the last couple of days. We had some teams fall. We've had some teams rise. We've had some players hide from other players in certain matchups. We've had certain players get shut down for the rest of the year that we want to talk about. But first, let's talk about just kind of some key returns. We had LeBron return, Ja returned, Karl-Anthony Towns returned, and Patrick Beverly came back from his injuries, starting to do some with the Bulls. Gary Payton came back for the Golden State, and then Kevin Durant comes back today and plays against the Timberwolves, which is
a big game.
It's a big matchup because the Timberwolves are trying to climb. But let's talk about these players coming back. I know LeBron came back, kind of really do anything. Bulls beat them, and everything. But what do you guys say about these players that came back?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting to see. I'm excited to see more because that Kevin Durant trade seems like a while ago, but we haven't really seen him play.
Yeah,
I think he played maybe 1 or 2 games before he got hurt.
I think he only played 1 because the next
it was
game
against the Hornets. I just remember that one game against the Hornets that I watched. But yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I'm hoping Paul George gets back for the playoff run because I said my pick is they come out of the West, which I'm going to stick by it. But if they don't have Paul George, that's probably not happening. I'm hoping to see Zion come back for the playoff run. Yeah, that would be good because the Pelicans, they're my team in the preseason, but they're heating up a little bit. And I mean, honestly, nobody wants to see a healthy Lakers squad, especially with the way the role players been playing. Like Beasley's been killing it, Vanderbilt, D'Lo. When Anthony Davis is playing, he's insane. So
I think they have like a little bit of a big three with D-Russ, with D'Angelo. Yeah, LeBron and AD. I think they got a little bit of a big three because I think I don't see D'Lo so much as maybe before, like when he's on Timberwolves wasn't doing that much. He maybe seemed like a role player, but dude's a stud on the Lakers.
So what do you think the ceiling is for his Lakers team? Like how far? If they're, I think playoff time they should be healthy.
Oh yeah.
So like
fully healthy, and the tape's still playing. You get playoff LeBron. You get LeBron in the playoffs. I say it's finals or bust at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, especially for LeBron, it's finals or bust for LeBron.
Yeah, if they're healthy. But I think that's the case for most teams in the playoffs. Like a bunch of teams, like they haven't been healthy. You like the Warriors, the Lakers. Well, Giannis is back now, but Giannis was hurt for a bit. So I honestly think the playoffs are going to come down to who's the healthiest team. That's what I think it's going to come down to.
That's usually how it is. Yeah, thing because there's always players that get hurt. Like I remember when the bubble, big things for the Mavericks was Kristaps Porzingis got hurt. Yeah. Luka was a little banged up.
Jonathan Isaac too got hurt in that bubble. But the thing is, I think if you're the Lakers, the only team I don't think they would beat are the Suns if Kevin Durant's healthy. Like I think they could beat. I'm not saying they will beat any other team, but I think they can beat any other team in the league in the Western Conference come playoff time. I don't think they would beat the Suns though.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because how does this? So if they win, there's no way that they win. There's no way because I was thinking they'd go meet them in the Western Conference Finals, Lakers and Phoenix, but they won't.
They'd play them.
They'd play them in the second round
if they beat but Denver too. I mean, I would not want to play Jokic. Like
it's a really high chance now that I look at like the playoff picture right now. If like let's say Lakers do make it far and they're healthy. You know what kind of playoff series we could see at the Western Conference? Because it's kind of like a lot of that bottom half, the team that kind of comes from the bottom half of how the playoff picture I'm looking right now. You know what type of matchup we might see? Lakers versus the Warriors in the Western Conference.
Oh, yeah, you're saying so that would be the sixth. Yeah.
6 versus pretty much 9 right now. Yeah. And I know people are like, oh, that's a stretch. Lakers are not going to make it far. Maybe Golden State doesn't make it that far. But, like,
if Golden State plays Sacramento,
State, like.
No disrespect. The Kings have been great, but just the experience. I can't see any world where if that's a 7-game series, the Kings beat them in 7 games.
It's just hard because I definitely want to see Sacramento win. And I definitely want to see them advance. But, like, you have Golden State first. I think that's the worst team you want to play first because, like, that's the team that everyone's like, oh, yeah, if they make it to the playoffs, it's kind of almost like a repeat.
It's wraps. Yeah.
It's wraps.
So I think if you're Sacramento, I think you're hoping that Minnesota gets that 6 seed probably
because then Golden State's waiting for that next matchup in the second round. If the other team that one team, the Grizzly, if that blue bear comes over and wins again, that's going to be a heck of a matchup. But the Warriors are waiting for that.
And if the Warriors fall to the 7th seed, they'll play Memphis if they win the play-in. I don't want to assume things, but I would love to see a Memphis Warriors 7-game series because that's going to end all the trash talk.
True.
I mean, I think again, if the Warriors are healthy, I don't see the Grizzlies being the Warriors.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. The West is very, very close right now.
It's actually like insane how close it is.
Insane. Like I think right now it's between the 8. Isn't it right now? Yeah. Right now, 7th. Right? Is it 7th seed? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Timberwolves and the Warriors right now are literally even the Clippers. Oh wait, hold on. We forgot the Suns, Clippers, and Warriors all have the same record, 40, 40
Well, yeah.
and 35 is the Suns, 40 and 36 is the Clippers, and 40 and 37.
So you could see. I mean, I don't think it's out of the question the Warriors go up to the 4th seed. I don't know. I don't see.
There's no question.
I don't see the Warriors in the play-in though. I don't know. I don't think they'll be in the play-in.
I mean,
But
if
they could be,
lose,
but-
they could if they lose. That's the only really thing. If they lose games now, like right now, it's for everybody that's from 10th to 4th in the West right now. It's
close.
win out the season.
So
win.
who
Just
do you
win.
think comes out of the West though?
in the first 6?
I'd say look, what is your conference finals matchup?
Conference finals matchup? To be realistic, I'd say if the season ends like this
Yeah, say it
now
ends right
because it's so close, I would say it's between the Warriors and the Suns,
Yeah.
or the Warriors and
Lakers. I think the Nuggets.
I don't want to stretch that much because I know.
Yeah. I think the Nuggets. I think it'd be.
Yeah, because the
I,
Nuggets.
I see. Well, the thing is, the Nuggets would see Phoenix second round.
Yeah, but the Nuggets will see the Lakers first round if it was to end right now, and I don't know if either of them really want to see each other really. Because that's a fully healthy Lakers team with LeBron, and that's obviously scary in itself. But then you have the Denver Nuggets, who are going to be having most likely the reigning MVP or the MVP of the season,
Yeah.
the number 1 seed, a team that's healthy, and they're on a roll.
They're
And they're
Aaron
the best.
Gordon.
They're the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, they got a ton of guys. Really, they just got a bunch. They got depth. You know,
they
and
have-
Michael
they
Porter
have
Jr.
really
too.
depth.
They got a bunch. They got a bunch of guys.
And they've been in the playoffs for a couple
Yeah.
of times. So like for
This
them,
is the
it's
year. This is
for
the
them.
year.
It's like for them, it's almost
Jamal
like
Murray's been playing better too.
Jamal Murray's been playing
So
good.
I think.
It's really hard because that top half part of that playoff
Yeah.
is, and I know people are probably like, oh, you're just saying it's easy for the Warriors and blah blah blah, but like, it's kind of hard to pick because then it's like, you want to pick Sacramento or Golden State because they're the better team this year, but it's just like that experience is gonna run. Like
yeah.
this is. I don't know how many years has it
Yeah.
been since the Kings made the playoffs.
But
It's been
yeah, but
years.
also like looking at it last year. I mean, the Warriors did play the Grizz last year, and the Grizzlies pushed it to 6. But like now, like the
Yeah.
Grizzlies do have that
Well,
experience.
they did have that one crazy game where they beat them by like what 50,
Yeah,
60 points.
But then Ja got hurt too.
yeah.
So
But Ja was hurt one of those games.
yeah,
though,
he got
where
hurt.
They
Yeah,
got beat.
well, it's where they beat them. I think that they beat them without Ja.
Yeah, no, one
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
games that they beat them with Ja was that 50-point game.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was like,
Whoa,
what's
yeah.
going on?
But so I don't know. I'm really hoping that Memphis Golden State matchup, that was just a fun matchup to watch, and like again, it ends all that trash. Like if the whoever wins that series is gonna be running their mouths,
oh yeah.
you know, and you know Dylan Brooks is gonna be running his mouth regardless. Probably even if they lose.
Well, I mean, Dylan Brooks had the last laugh when they played their last game.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, none of that stuff's gonna matter come playoff time.
Oh yeah.
You know?
None of this stuff matter. Anyways, the way they treat the
Yeah.
Grizzlies right now, none of it matters
They-
because you got Clay going 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
There's not much you
4.
can say to that too. I mean, you got
Yeah.
4 rings.
Yeah, 4 rings. That's always going to be the conversation. I think that's always a trash talk, like, especially this year, especially with the Warriors getting in a lot of. It's just been funny. The Warriors have been like in a lot of altercations this year,
Yeah,
like a lot. It's just been like they were with the Suns. Remember the Suns early in the year?
and the Pelicans. Yeah,
the
last night.
Pelicans. They like it's crazy. It's crazy. The Warriors are like. I think that's why people are like, oh, Warriors will go far in the playoffs because like.
Yeah,
They're starting to get that where they're like, oh, you think you could beat us? We're the best team. We've been the best team for the last 5, 6
'cause
years. Don't doubt us. Keep doubting us.
Maybe
Keep doing
'cause-
that, we're gonna win.
the Warriors' window is not going to be open forever. You know, they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
getting younger. So
But I think
You
I think as long as they have that man number 30, I think
Yeah,
they
they'll
have
be
a
fine,
final
for
chance
sure.
at all.
oh yeah,
So I think it's just with him.
as long as those guys,
Him and
yeah.
LeBron are,
and
like,
Jordan
probably
Poole
the
too.
two-
But I'm
yeah.
saying like Jordan Poole, like he has help. It's not like it's just.
Oh yeah,
you know.
yeah, no, he
No, I
definitely
know.
has a help.
I'm saying like if those guys, if the Warriors are playing their best basketball, like no one's beating
Oh,
the
yeah.
Warriors.
Oh, yeah,
You
no,
saw it
yeah.
last year in the finals.
Yeah, and especially when they're like this is that time where they thrive even more because
Yeah.
you're doubting them, and that's
They
what
need
happened.
Wiggins back though too.
Yeah,
He has. I don't know.
that is going to be an interesting little hole that
because
they have.
defensively he locked up Tatum in the finals
Mhm.
last year. So
Yeah. And players play differently, so
yeah,
there might. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, Dante DiVincenzo's been low-key a little.
yeah.
I thought he's on another team now. Or is he on the
No,
Warriors?
he's on the worst.
Still on the Warriors?
think.
Yeah, he's been he's picked up a good little slack for them.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo's a good player. I mean, they got Gary Payton back from an injury.
Yeah.
So that's also a good big
Payton, they got, because that defensively they'll have, that's a pretty good defensive team. Obviously, Curry's not that bad of a defender either. Like, he's not going to lock people up.
No, he's really good off the ball.
Yeah, but he's not going to lock people up, but he's not a liability, you know?
Yeah, no. He could stay in front of his guy, but if he goes up against, like, this is a terrible example because he kills everybody, like when they played against Cavs. Like when he guarded Kyrie, it's like you can't guard him.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, so if he plays someone like that, Curry can't hold him. But if he's playing someone like, I don't know, I don't want to mess with him, but like Cameron Payne, like he can hold his own.
That reminds me, not to go completely off topic, but I was watching the Magic Grizzlies game last night, and dude, Tyus Jones is so good. I don't know. Tyus.
The guard, guard for he's a great
like he
player.
he could be a starting point guard on so many teams, but
he has a younger feature of a guy that we need to talk about, especially talking about players returning with Karl Anthony Towns and the Timberwolves. But Mike Conley, he reminds me of another guy like Mike Conley, where it's just like
he makes the right play.
He makes the right play. He makes the right passes, and I love players like that. I've always loved because I feel like I'm that type of player when I play basketball.
Yeah.
But like making the right plays and making the right pass, the extra pass, all right, I got to give it to my guy. I got to go this way. I like Tyus Jones. I love Tyus Jones even because, I mean, his brother is Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, who
plays for the Spurs, and he's also a really good player.
Yeah.
But he's more of like a scoring guard.
Yeah.
Like, he's more like, I'm going to try to score on you. I can shoot and everything. Tyus Jones is more like, I'm going to set up the offense, stuff like that. Tyus Jones is a great player, and I think, that Grizzlies team, even though, yes, they're young still, and they're still a really great team. They're number 2 in the West. They have a very deep squad.
Oh, yeah.
And
if they're healthy, too, with, like, Jaren Jackson. But, yeah, that's the thing.
But they're also scary because if you think about it, the potential that they could have is low-key a finals West Conference contender team because, like, they have the depth. They have their star player in Ja. They could have a DPOY this year in Jaren. Yeah. So it's like, if you think about it,
deep. Yeah,
they're
deep.
really deep because then they have a second unit that comes in and that could kill if they need it.
That's need be. Yeah, because in the playoffs you saw like you need depth. That's why you saw with the year with Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden. Like if you don't have depth, it's gonna run out because you can't rely on.
Swept by the Celtics. They didn't have depth.
No depth.
Celtics had the depth all the way to the end of the bench, which
that's why the Celtics too.
Yeah, that's why they went so far in the playoffs that year and went to the finals because they had the depth.
And then look at what's his name. Also look at the Bucks too. I mean the Bucks have depth.
Yeah, Bucks have depth as well.
Like all the top teams.
They added some good depth though. Mm-hmm. The Bucks added some.
They got Myers Leonard, who's. I mean, he's not bad.
He's not bad. Big. It's funny that you bring up Myers Leonard though, because this last team he did play for was the Heat.
Oh yeah.
He did a little incident, but it's all good. The worst always comes out of us. But they have really good depth because then they have. I mean, shoot, Javon Carter's on the bench.
Javon Carter, West Virginia legend.
Alum,
West Virginia legend, man.
It's always great, but they got
some
guys.
Grayson Allen. I mean, Grayson Allen starts.
Did they sign somebody? I know
Bobby Portis. They got Bobby Portis is one of the most productive bench players. Not many guys in the league put up a double off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he's really good. No, they added somebody else. Hold on.
They lost Serge Ibaka.
They got Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder's
a really good pickup because he's been playing for them and he's been doing good. They have. I brought him up before the thing. I was joking with you. They have Goran Dragic on the bench.
Oh, do they?
They have Goran Dragic. Hey, man, put him in the playoffs. Goran Dragic in the playoffs is fire. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They got some good players. I mean, oof. They
got Drew Holiday. I mean, he could be. He's in Defensive Player of the Year running.
He is. Yeah, he is.
Which I
he's the best. I don't know. A lot of people have been arguing this year a lot about like perimeter defense. They say Drew Holiday is the best perimeter defender in the league right now. The best
over Kawhi.
Yeah, you gotta look at his numbers. Drew Holiday's
playing though too. Like Kawhi, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone I would take over a perimeter defense. I don't know if there's anyone I could take over Kawhi. But yeah, dude, they're scary, man. Wesley Matthews too, Brooke Lopez. At one point was running for Defensive Player of the Year because he averaged like 2 blocks a game or whatever it was.
Yeah. For a week, I think he averaged like 4.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Yeah, I mean the Bucks too. It's the depth, man. It's the depth, and that's what it comes down to.
I just think they still have like Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
They still got players. They still got Wesley Matthews, Pat Connaughton.
I was thinking like the other day, like just think if you're the Sixers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like say if you're a first round, second round exit, whatever it is, like, do you blow it up?
The Sixers?
Yeah, because I think Embiid might leave. I think if the Sixers do not get past the second round, Embiid leaves.
You think he leaves, or you think somebody else leaves? You think he leaves?
I think he's going to force out.
I mean, there was that one thing where Jimmy Butler did say something under his thing where he goes, where all the dogs go.
I was just thinking about
where all the dogs go.
You heard it now on the Hoopin podcast. If the Sixers don't make it to the conference finals, Joel Embiid will not be in a Sixer uniform next season.
You're gonna hear first. No, I think I have to agree.
You know,
I just I find it hard because I don't know if the Sixers.
I don't know what you could get.
That franchise has done bad giving rid of players that have been their best players, but
like who?
Charles.
They had Drew Holiday.
They had Drew Holiday. Remember when they got Andrew Bynum after his good year, but he didn't.
Jaleel
Okafor. They've had a good history.
Al Horford too. They signed him to that massive deal because he was the Giannis stopper, but he didn't really last very long.
He didn't even last that long. So they've had a little tendency of getting rid of like their not great big men like Joel Embiid, but they've been getting rid of a lot of their good big men that they've had in the past and players that they've had that were good that they kind of got rid of. That those players later on kind of got better. Drew Holiday won a ring. If you think about it. Al Horford won a ring, if you think about it. So
Horford. Who did Horford win a ring with?
Oh, no, he didn't. My bad. Oh, I almost said Al Horford. Did he not win? No, he didn't. He
almost did.
Almost. He went to the finals, though.
He went to the finals.
Who else? They had somebody else on that team that went somewhere else. I want to say. Well, probably not. But
Jimmy Butler, but.
Oh, yeah, that could be one. Yeah, Jimmy Butler. They got rid of Jimmy. But that was like needing to happen because I think he was almost out the door, too.
Yeah, I think the problem was Brett Brown.
Yeah.
I think that was he would the play. I don't know. Also, I always think Doc Rivers. He's a championship winning head coach, but I think he's a little overrated. I think
whoa, did you say Doc Rivers? No, I'm just kidding.
I think he's overrated, man. Because besides, he couldn't get those Clipper teams to the conference finals. And what is he? All due respect, what noise has he made since winning that finals with the Celtics?
Well, I mean, he's had numerous teams be in the top of the West.
Yeah, but I'm talking playoff time, though.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to playoff time, yeah, he's been...
he wins, but he doesn't get the teams over the hump. It doesn't look like.
Yeah.
When
he gets to the playoffs, it's like it just...
Yeah, that's why I think this Sixer team has to make the conference finals this year, and if they don't...
Do you think the fact that since Doc Rivers since he hasn't been able to perform in the playoffs like that since maybe that... What was that, 09?
Yeah, 010, 09, whatever it was, 08, something like that.
You think that diminishes his Hall of Fame status? You think it diminishes him as a great...
I don't want to say diminish.
Hall of Fame,
I think
all-time coach?
I think there'll be questions to his legacy as a coach.
Because he's definitely going to get looked at if there's other coaches or young coaches that start doing good. To be honest, if you think about it, there's a lot of young coaches now that are winning and doing really, really good now. You got...
We saw with Brad Stevens before he... left or whatever,
but
the guy
he's still on the team. Though.
Well, yeah, but he's not the coach. He's the
basketball operations.
Yeah,
right?
but now they have Missoula, West Virginia legend.
Yep, went to the Final Four.
But yeah, I mean, you see the younger coaches. The guy, the Jazz coach, what's his name?
Quinn Snyder?
No, Quinn Snyder. He signed with he's a Hawks coach now.
He's a Hawks coach, but he was
a good coach.
He was a good coach. Yeah. And he was a young coach too.
So you saw him. There are a bunch of younger coaches you're seeing now.
Yeah, really the only older coaches that I think about that are still
Popovich.
Well, yeah, but his team.
You're saying older?
I was saying older that's doing good still.
Okay.
I mean, good example. I mean, Eric Spo.
Spoelstra, yeah.
Spo. You still got
Ty Lue's, I guess, young, right? Because he hasn't been coaching.
Yeah, but I would put him almost as a category he came in young and won right off the bat. Because
he won a ring, yeah.
But you could say that's the LeBron sweepstakes because you have LeBron.
Hey,
he still got it. But I mean, he's now with the Clippers, and the Clippers are, they're there, right? Because Ty Lue with the Clippers,
The Clippers, they're competing.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think the Clippers
too,
good
though. Team.
They're a team that kind of like the Sixers. You make those big trades. You make those.
No, I think
moves.
they have the players that are kind of like Doc Rivers. They go to the playoffs and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think this is the year for the Clippers have to. Yeah. I think the Clippers got to make the conference finals too.
Yeah. I think, that's another thing. I think it's almost like vice versa. So you have Doc Rivers, who's that coach that he makes it to playoffs and it just seems like
just can't get over the hump.
Just can't get over the hump. It's like the Clippers, they have players. They have Kawhi Leonard, they have Paul George. They make it to playoffs. They might kill it for maybe one series, two series, but then it's they can't get over the hump. So it's just maybe Doc Rivers can now have this guy like Joel Embiid and James Harden maybe take them far and do whatever. Because I feel like Doc Rivers had a set game plan when it came to like other teams, but like with this team, I mean, he has the ultimate freelancer in James Harden.
He's leading the league in assists too.
Leading the league in assists, but he's the ultimate freelancer. Like, he's gonna take the ball and do whatever he can with it because it's James Harden.
Yeah.
But then he has Joel Embiid down the block. So, but then on the other side of the things with the Clippers, I feel like they have a coach that once it comes playoff time,
he's ready.
He's ready because he's gone far. He's gone to the finals. He's won championships more recently than Doc. But it's just hard because when you think about like the coaching, especially for like all time, I don't think you put Ty Lue all time over Doc.
No chance.
You don't do that. So, but
because Doc wins,
and to be honest, I think no, he doesn't. I think they have the same amount of championships right now. I think both of them each.
Who?
Ty Lue and Doc.
Yeah, because Doc has
that 09, and then Ty Lue has the 16. Yeah. So it's interesting because then now you put guys like, because even though you could also put in the young thing, even though he's older, put Steve Kerr because he hasn't been a coach for that long either.
But he has how many rings? He got 4 rings.
He's got 4 rings. And he already got, what?
5 as a player?
5 as a player. So he got 9 rings. So we talk about Steve Kerr being the greatest player of all time.
That's crazy.
But,
that's funny.
Hey, man.
That's how it plays out.
That's how it plays out. I mean, Bill Russell won
11.
He won 11.
I mean, as a player.
No, he won a couple as a coach.
Yeah, I know, but was it 11 as a player, though, right?
I thought he won like 2 without being a coach. That's why they
I don't know.
11.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was 11. But, I mean, he also was a coach. Yeah. And he won as a coach, too.
Isn't it kind of funny? I don't want to say funny is the right word, but, like, the grass is not always greener because, like, the best year Kyrie Irving had at basketball was probably the year he played with LeBron. The last year he played with LeBron. I'm just thinking.
The last year he played.
Like, I'm saying, the best spurt of Kyrie Irving's career was playing alongside LeBron. Just in terms, not even just like, I'm not even just talking about production. I'm just talking about like just in terms of like playing games and just like winning too. Like since then.
Oh yeah, I would say winning over in general, like him going far and winning. Yes, his best spurt was with LeBron, but
I mean even individual.
A lot of individual seasons. I don't know, that first 2 years in Cleveland when he was like a rookie and going to second year was insane.
Well, I'm counting the Cleveland experiment as a whole. I'm talking about since him leaving Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah.
Oh yeah, because since then his farthest route in the playoffs.
Boston went to the did he go to the conference? Well, he was hurt that 1 year where Terry Rozier went crazy.
But did they made it there? Oh yeah,
that was the conference finals.
Oh yeah,
Tatum dunked on LeBron.
Yeah, that's the farthest he probably went, but he was on the bench, so I don't even think you count that.
I don't know if you count that, yeah. So it's just weird because, all these players want to leave. And
there's a chance he may not even make it past the play-in this time.
They might not even make the play-in.
Yeah.
But
so on that topic, man, what's going on with the Mavericks? What in the world?
I think, I was thinking about it the other day, but, a trade with 2 very ball-dominant players, it was going to take time. I didn't expect it to go like this, but there's only a handful of guys, I think, in the league where you could plug in anywhere, and it'll fit, like KD, LeBron, it's guys like that.
And that trade, who did they trade specifically away? They traded
Finney Smith.
Where?
He's on the Nets.
He's on the Nets?
Yeah. It was a bunch of picks.
I haven't seen too much of him, but I feel like maybe that hit him a lot because that was a good defensive
player, yeah. And the thing is, I think defensively since the trade, they're one of the, if not the worst defensive team in the league.
Who, the Mavericks?
Because the problem is defensively, and also like Lucas said he's not having fun, but if you're Dallas, you're low key panicking because Kyrie can leave this offseason, and then what's the future hold for this Dallas team? Because you don't know what Luka wants to do. But as a Knicks fan, I said it. I hope the Mavericks lose every game for the rest of the season because we get that first round pick. But I'd be worried because Kyrie can leave, and then what'd you give up those first round picks for? Half a season to not make the play-in? Because they were a 5 seed prior to the trade.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, I always think the grass is not always greener.
Yeah.
And Kyrie, I saw a report. Kyrie's eligible for a 5-year, $220 million contract. If that's what he demands, if you're Dallas, I don't know if I would pay him that.
Yeah.
You might have to give him maybe that 4-year deal. You have to pay him, but I'm not committing to Kyrie for 5 years, $220 million when you don't even know if he's going to play half of the season.
True.
But if you're Dallas, you made that trade. You kind of have to. You can't just let him walk.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't let him walk.
So that's my take on it.
It's just hard because I don't even know what you do with the idea of being like, dang, do we move on? Like Like
But
I think they could move on maybe
I
from
don't
the
think
Kyrie thing, but
I don't know if they
Luka.
can. I don't know if they can move on from the Kyrie just because you gave up so much.
Yeah.
I think you have to give him a 2-year deal, but also Kyrie gets to choose where he goes. So Kyrie might not want that 2-year deal.
True.
But if you're Dallas, I think you have no choice. You have to give it another run.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like I still would not want to see Luka and Kyrie in a 7-game series, regardless of how they're playing.
It's scary playing them because I don't like.
Just
They're just
offensively.
so good.
Honestly, you're just gonna have to outscore them because I don't know. I think their talent is gonna get them through the plan. I think 7-game series, you got to be able to defend though. You have to be able to defend, and they're not gonna be able to stop. I don't know who they play, but
their defense now is. Very
but like I don't think if they get that 8 seed, I don't think they beat the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets got too much depth and defense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think they beat the Nuggets as well either. Because then that is just.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah,
do it.
it's interesting with the Mavericks. I feel bad that they kind of went down.
I don't. The Knicks need that pick, man. The Victor sweepstakes. Nah, but I'm fine. But
oh yeah, because it is based off. Is it based? Because wait.
If you don't make the play-in, then that goes to the lottery.
Oh, okay. And you guys got that pick from them?
Yeah, because that was from the
Porzingis? Was that the Porzingis?
Was it I forget what trade it was exactly. I'll double check.
Is that? Or I think that was the what's the other trade? Was that the Brunson trade?
No, that was a free agency.
Oh, free agency. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it might have been from the Kristaps Porzingis trade. Maybe.
I'll have to double check, but let me hear your thoughts.
No, I mean, it's just hard because
Porzingis trade, but it is a Porzingis trade.
from that long ago was a Porzingis trade. Okay, well then, I mean,
it's top 10 protected though.
No, so then you guys will still have
but still, I would take.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It depends, but I think it's still it's low key like a. It's almost like getting. How I compare this is almost like. It's almost like you're that top contender, right? Like you're a number 2 contender in like boxing or something, and then you get like a last minute, oh crud, the number 1 contender can't fight the champ. You now have only a month to prepare. Like we're gonna give you a chance, stuff like that. I feel like this is that opportunity. Like I feel like I'm comparing this to that when you're given, like they just got Kyrie and everyone's like, oh my god, they got Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luka and Kyrie are pretty much gonna be unstoppable. Blah blah blah. We don't know how it's still gonna work. You don't know. And just like with boxing, you got like 5 weeks to train, which is kind of almost impossible when you do that and you fight against a champ like anything. So it's almost like they're trying to do a lot in this meantime to prove that they're this team, and they're not doing it. And it's kind of sad because just like, dang, they got this guy and they can keep going. But I mean, I don't know. They really from now they have to win out. Like from now they have to win out because
they don't control their own destiny anymore because Oklahoma City has that.
If Kyrie and Luka want to go to the playoffs, they want to be the guys that they want. They have to buckle it and they have to win because right now it's really close. They are literally 37-39. So are the Thunder, and then the Lakers are 37-38. So it's like.
But what teams do you see going for Kyrie in the offseason? You're just seeing how the Mavericks thing is falling off. Like maybe the Lakers, but he's gonna have to take a pay cut. I don't see any teams paying him that $220 million contract or whatever it is, 180.
That would be weird if you're saying to put on the.
But like, I actually was thinking. So when Tanner Mounts was here, we had that debate of, what I take. He said he'd rather have Kyrie in the playoff or Kyrie for a playoff run than Jalen Brunson. Which come playoff time, maybe that's true. But in hindsight, I don't think it's as big of a difference as people are saying. Because, I mean, Dallas last year, Jalen Brunson got to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and he did really
because he knew you played through
Luka. Averaging like
he was
averaging like over 20.
He's going crazy. Sure. And I was thinking like, it's sometimes it's not about just being more talented. You just got to be able to adjust to your situation. Brunson's done that in New York, but
is that going to be your guys' playoff guy?
Brunson,
he's gonna have to be.
This is the thing. I think another thing I want to say: if Brunson is going to be that guy for sure. He's been that guy all season. But if RJ Barrett has a bad playoff performance, like I'm telling you, like he just does not perform where he should for a guy on that contract and those expectations, I think the Knicks should move him.
Fair.
I think if he does, I'm not saying, look, you're gonna have a bad game here and there, but playoff time, if he does not play well and just contribute to winning, I'm not even saying if we win this year, just play well and put the team in a position to win. Yeah. I don't know what his future is because you pay him that massive deal. You got to hold him to the same standards you're holding Randall, I think, because Randall's been exceptional since All-Star break. But it doesn't seem like Knick management or Knick fans in general are like holding RJ to that same, level of expectations. When RJ was the 3rd overall pick, he was supposed to be that guy. So
yeah. It's just an interesting story about the whole RJ thing. Very interesting story. And talking about stories, we're gonna kind of shift a little back. I want to talk about a certain player because there's 2 players that we want to talk about when it comes to this shutting down.
Oh yeah,
we just got news just the other day. Ben Simmons just got shut down, and this is why I want to talk about the stories. And like, it's an interesting story. I just saw a Twitter thing yesterday about Ben Simmons. And someone said, even after the fact that they just shut him down for the season, they're like, dang, this would be an interesting documentary about almost this fall off.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, especially nowadays in the world that we live in, this generation that we have, when he was dealing with stuff in Sixers, a lot of mental health stuff. So it'd be interesting how it's crazy because we're having very weird things happen this year with certain players. That's just like, you would never think this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ben Simmons, he still was having his trouble for the whole year. Still wasn't even playing. Then played. Started doing. People were still gonna wait for his failure because people do that. Haters.
He
do
was
that.
playing well at one
and
point.
he played well for one point. Then went back to not playing. Then he just went back to just not playing for a bit, and it was just like, what's going on? And it was probably after that whole little Kevin Durant started to get traded. James Harden got like once that James Harden was traded for him. So like once KD got traded, Kyrie, it was like, oh, he was like, oh no, like he kind of went back to his not playing. So I don't know what happens with Ben. That's the thing.
Yeah, what's his future?
Do not know what Ben Simmons' future is, because then when this happened, I also thought of another player that I brought up, but like Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
A guy that comes from stardom, like literally a star season
top
all-star.
7 point guard.
Top 7 point guard. Ben Simmons was regarded as a top 10 point guard at some point because he was 6'10", could guard every position, could move the ball, finish in the paint, was unstoppable. And with Kemba Walker, he went from an all-star to not even in the league anymore right now.
Crazy. It's like
it's like, crazy. Are we going to possibly see that with Ben Simmons? Are we possibly going to see a fallout of a player? Because another story that's interesting, but that we could talk about that after, with the Damian Lillard thing being shut down for the season. But another story I'm thinking about that's interesting, that's just weird. Just little weird things been happening this year, especially with the Kyrie craziness and the Nets and all that stuff. Just weird things. But like Lonzo Ball's injury.
He's out for next season.
He's out for next season with a card. Like he had to get cartilage swapped out. Like I don't know anything about all the muscles and all that stuff, but like you have to get cartilage swap. He had to get I don't know. It's something like cartilage in his knee, and doctors around the nation are like, we have no idea what's wrong with Lonzo Ball.
It's kind of sad.
It's sad, and it's just weird because it's just like, dang, these are like really good players that are just like their careers are almost like, I don't want to say down the drain, but it's almost like getting thrown in the trash because it's just like his knee. I don't know if his knee will ever be the same.
I saw a report saying if Lonzo Ball comes back from this injury, he'll be like the first player in NBA history to come back from that injury. Like that, because usually it's like their careers.
It's the first injury in history like this, to be honest, too. So it's just like, if he comes back, it's just like, it's cool, but will he be the same? It's almost like how Markelle Fultz started with his. Like when he started his shoulder injury, and then everyone was making fun of his shot. And I mean, now he's still like, he doesn't have the same problem anymore, but like, he's a good player. He's a good role player. He's kind of done his thing with the Magic and stuff like that, but is that what we want for Lonzo Ball and Ben Simmons? We want, like, I'm not saying anything against Markelle Fultz, but it's just weird, like, where their career goes. Like, it's just crazy because I think we're starting to see these guys almost like how we see older guys in the league, like back in the day, where it's just like Grant Hill. Like, they came in, they were stars.
Like Brandon Roy, too.
Brandon Roy, they came in, they were stars, and next thing you know, they get hurt. They have this weird injury, or this one injury that keeps them off for like a year, and then they come back, and then they're just not the same anymore. So it's sad.
Like Danny Granger, remember him too?
Danny Granger. I mean, you can even throw Derrick Rose in there.
Yeah.
Even though he maybe had
McGrady got hurt too, right?
McGrady got hurt.
Penny
Hardaway. Like it's sad to see guys like Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons, just get ruined by something that's other than them not performing well.
Yeah, because Simmons, like, the thing with Simmons is, like, he got paid that massive deal because, well, he was he was pictured as like a LeBron coming to the league, like the way he played. So it's interesting to see like what Simmons. I think he played his last game for the Nets. I think he's gonna get moved this offseason, but again,
who picks him?
that's what I'm saying.
That's
he's a
why.
player I would take a risk on him. I think if you're a team like I don't know the Hornets or like the Pistons,
I would have if there was any good fit for Ben Simmons right now, it would have to be a team where like the paint's open for him, where there's no other big man that's like clogging
the Warriors.
Paint. I would almost fit for him because then he could low key play center for them if he wanted to.
I thought that
that's
what I was thinking. But I thought that when they had that Nets team, like I thought I thought that too.
But Claxton, I don't think Claxton shoots threes like that.
No, he doesn't. But I mean, they still have Looney though. Looney. Like I feel like it's not like.
But I feel like with that, if he was to go, let's say, dream scenario, he was to go to the Warriors, right? And like, let's say the team's still kind of intact. Like, say they probably got rid of like a couple guards or something, maybe DiVincenzo, maybe like I don't know, somebody else, stuff like that. And they kind of have the team intact. I mean, low key they could run Ben Simmons, Draymond, Clay, Steph, and like
Wiggins,
or even Poole or something, and like they could do a small team lineup. But
That's
like
fair.
all those guys, except for maybe Ben Simmons, could shoot the ball. Like Draymond's not shooting the ball, but Draymond's at least going around the perimeter. And, like, he could set up either somebody from the perimeter, and then you can give it down low to Ben Simmons and be like, all right, either take whatever big man you have off the dribble and beat him, or, I mean, shoot, you got the best shooters around you.
Yeah.
You got Poole, you can throw to Poole, you could throw it to Clay, you could throw it to Curry. You're going to get assists.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I think that would be actually a very good fit. But I'm thinking if you're Simmons, I think you got to go to a team that's known for, like, developing players, maybe like San Antonio.
Thunder.
Maybe even the Raptors have done an underrated job of just developing like Fred VanVleet.
He can fit with that team. That team has like a stretch team too,
Yeah,
because even with Siakam being at center, VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, that could work out for him too, because then he has players.
I could see him in Toronto. But again, I think if you're, I don't think the window's closed from yet. It's definitely closing. I think he'll have at least another year or two. I think. It's running out of time, but
he has a make or break year. Too,
I think after the season, I think another team will give him a chance. After that, if he doesn't get any better, he might be done in the NBA. Another name I was trying to think. I was just curious, but like, where do you think De'Aaron Fox ranks in top point guards right now? In general.
It's a good question.
For me, I have him top 5.
Well, let's see. Right now, after the season has played. If I say right now, who's the best point guard right now?
Steph.
Dame.
Shea are we classifying Shea as a point guard?
I would, but I don't know. I would say so. Shea. So that's 3. Would you say Drew Holiday? He's a point guard for the Bucks.
I think he's more of a shooting guard. Is he? I would take Fox over him.
He came in the league as a point guard.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how
I would take Fox over him.
You take Fox over Drew Holiday?
Just in terms of I think if you put Drew Holiday on those Kings, I don't know if they're where they are.
What about? Yeah, I think he does.
I think he's better than Garland. I think he's better than Trey. Maybe put Ja over him. You might want to put.
I would, but Loki will. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe put Ja over him.
I don't know. I love Ja, but Loki, him and I right now have a love-hate relationship.
Really?
Yeah, because everything that.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree. I mean,
everything that he did, I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
Well, if Luke is a point, I don't know if we classify Luke as a point guard, but
if we do, he probably slips to 5.
But like, I would take Fox over Kyrie. That might be a hot take. I would take Fox this year, especially.
This year, yeah.
But going forward too, definitely, I would take Fox over him.
Yeah, I love De'Aaron Fox. This is hard because there's a lot of guard, especially since this generation and everything. There's a lot of guard play, and like now it's like, what do you classify as a point guard?
Yeah,
you classify
weird.
Somebody that always brings up the ball. Yeah, so it's just weird. But if you put Luka in there, which I'm pretty sure people do because he technically holds the ball 99% of the time for the Mavericks, except for now because of Kyrie, but. If Luka's in there, De'Aaron kind of slips to 5.
Yeah.
But sure. if he's not, I think he's 4th.
Yeah,
I think he's behind Steph, Dame, and Ja.
Yeah,
at most.
Yeah. No, he's no. I actually, that's what I had. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because you're seeing some.
Or
guys.
no, my bad. Hold on. Steph, Dame, and Shea.
Shea, that's the
Not
name.
Ja.
Yeah, no Shea. Yeah.
After this, that's why I say it's a love-hate relationship with me and Ja right now. It's just like everything that happened is crazy, but like I don't know, cause that Grizzlies team, I don't know. I like the Grizzlies team. It's just I feel like sometimes they perform really well without him.
Yeah, I was gonna say they win without him. They do.
They win.
Like the Sacramento win without De'Aaron Fox.
They win. I would say maybe they win better, or they win better matchup games with Ja. But there's been games where they beat good teams without Ja, and it's because
Tyus Jones, bro. Tyus Jones. I'm telling you.
That's what happens when you have a good role-playing bench point guard.
Yeah.
If you have a point guard that come off the bench is good, facilitates the offense, could just, because I think what a lot of people get wrong, when you come off the bench, especially when you come off of, like, yes, you're expected to do your thing and stuff like that and, like, put up points, but, like, if you're getting everyone involved, everyone's playing, and you coming off the bench and you're, like, people are going to play better. Yeah. Like, if you come in, you're like, I'm just trying to get mine. Like, there's players like that, and they know that's their role. They come in, they get mine. Like Lou Wills. Like, Lou Will, when he was in the league, he's a six man. When he came in, he got his. He scored like 20, 30. All right, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. Jamal Crawford did the same thing. Come in. I'm done. I got my 20. I'm good. I'm done. But Tyus Jones, I compared him to someone that I like very much from the Ohio State, Mike Conley, who's had good resumes with other teams, who he's led
showing
teams
it right now,
far.
too.
He's showing it right now with the Timberwolves. He did it with the Jazz before he left the Timberwolves. Or left the Jazz. He did it with the Jazz. When he was on the Grizzlies, Mike Conley was on that Grizzlies team when they had Zach Randolph. Gasol. They had Tony Allen.
Yeah. Was Matt Barnes on that team? I don't know.
Matt Barnes was a little bit on that team for a little bit. Yeah, they had a good team. And Zach Randolph was on, and Mike Conley was on. I remember Rudy Gay was on that team. It was crazy. Remember OJ Mayo? They had a great little team. They had that bad boy Grizzly team, and they were dirty. And Mike Conley was the head of that team. He was a point guard, and they went far. They gave the Lakers, when they had Kobe and Mark's brother Paul. They gave them trouble. They gave the Warriors trouble too, like right in earlier in their season when they started going off. So I think with that, Tyus Jones, I compare him to Mike Conley right now because I feel like he's able to come in, make shots, but he's setting everyone else up. He's running the offense that I'm sure. Who's the coach of the Grizzlies again? It's
I know what he looks like. Oh, Taylor Jenkins.
Taylor Jenkins. I'm pretty sure that's why he loved having Tyus Jones on the team, because Tyus Jones comes in and he runs the offense that he wants.
Yeah, I think. Not to go into college basketball talk, but he reminds me of, like, Marquise Noel reminds me of Tyus Jones. I don't know why.
I love that you brought my.
That the way he plays, like the passes he makes.
He's my height, right?
Yeah, he's 5'8", right?
He's 5'8".
Oh, if he's your height, he's like 5'4". No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
That's a joke. No, but I don't know. I was watching. They just remind me of each other.
He went from like a 0 star to, like, just in his senior year, 0 star to like a 5 star.
Bro, he's crazy.
But
Yeah.
The U.
FAU beat them.
FAU. Yeah. Another Florida team. My bad. Another Florida team.
Big Florida guy over here.
Big Florida.
Come out of hibernation when his teams are going crazy.
Well, shout out to my sister Elisa. She went to FAU.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So she's living life right now, isn't she?
She's not so much of a sport follower, but I'm pretty sure they're probably
going crazy, man.
Yeah.
Love college hoops.
But I mean, there's 2 Florida teams in the Final Four, which is sorry to get off topic of Final Four, but I know March Madness is a huge thing right now.
Miami, man.
Miami and FAU in the Final Four, which I'm actually excited about that.
Who are you rooting for, man? Who do you want to win it all?
Miami. I don't know, Miami.
Oh, Miami. Oh,
Miami. University. Come on. The U. All about the U, baby. Of course. My dudes. I love my guys out there, especially my boy Jordan Miller. Isaiah
Nigel
Wong. Nigel Pack is crazy. Isaiah Wong is nuts.
I like their coach, too.
Jim Larenga. He took George Mason, which is where my parents live. Shout out to my parents in DC.
He coached that team that went to the
George Mason went to the Final Four.
Yeah. Oh, that was his. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's in DC. That I was actually thinking about going to that school, which is funny.
Oh, really?
Coming here, yeah, but they didn't have a sports media program, so
here we are now.
But George Mason. Yeah, he brought George Mason all the way to the Final Four.
That's crazy. I remember like I was watching March Madness highlights and the George Mason came up a punch. That one they had.
Yeah, no, I was happy when University of Miami got him as a coach because I was like, he has a really good background.
Yeah, good track.
Good track, and like he's a really good coach. Stinks though the girls didn't make it far, but that's because they ran into LSU.
Hey, they made the Elite Eight.
They did.
They made it further than most people thought.
Yeah, I know. My Cavender twins.
Oh, you know them?
No, but they're just so amazing.
At basketball?
Yeah, they are amazing at basketball.
They are good at basketball.
No, Megan is. I think.
Yeah,
it's
one
Megan.
of them. Yeah,
Megan is crazy at basketball, and then the other one, she kind of comes off the bench.
She only averages like 1 or 2 points a game.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Hey, all due respect, they're doing their thing on TikTok. They they got like the most NIL money in the world of college sports.
They're the Livy Duns of basketball, college basketball girls.
It's a good analogy.
But no, I love the Miami program, so I'm just happy they both made it pretty far.
Yeah,
Miami's still in it. FAU's in it. Who they got? So what? Miami's got UConn, I believe.
UConn, and then San Diego
FAU
State.
has San Diego State. So Kawhi Leonard,
yeah,
he's probably happy about
a little happy.
He's his Aztecs. Boardman. He said that's where Boardman started.
Oh, did it really?
Or rebound man, or what was the thing? What was the
Boardman gets paid.
Boardman gets paid.
Yeah.
That's where he said that's what started because that's what he did in San Diego. So that's also cool. But I mean, yeah, hey. But I think, hey, the good connection with this is we're starting to see guys, especially the good connection with March Madness is we're going to see a lot of these guys in the NBA.
Yeah.
We're going to see
that's why
when
they go into Kansas City, that was a really cool experience because I saw Grady Dick, who's a lottery projected pick. I saw him up close. Jalen Wilson.
To be honest, I mean, some of these
Keontae Johnson.
Some of these guys right now in the Final Four could make themselves a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Just depending on how good they do.
Yeah. This is really a place to do it, too.
Mm-hmm. So,
or they'll or like a school like FAU or maybe even San Diego State.
And it brings in the long run, it brings a lot. If you make it this far, especially in the March,
they could also transfer to a Power 5 school if you're a player at FAU, because
or that brings FAU. It brings good recruitments for FAU next year. Like, oh dang, I want to go play for FAU. They didn't have any big names. I just want to go make myself a name in FAU.
Well, you know how FDU beat Purdue. FDU is like 10 minutes from my house, so it's cool, man. See,
Farley Dickinson.
It's like not even. It's like maybe 15 minutes. I was literally on campus.
I thought it was like a. Dang, when I thought Farley Dickinson, I thought I low-key thought some Pennsylvania team.
Nah, New Jersey, and then Princeton too. Well, Princeton's a little bit further, but
Princeton,
Jersey.
Princeton.
Hey, Jersey, as Javon Quinley
Isn't
said.
Princeton in the one conference your sister's in?
No, they're in Ivy League. Princeton's an Ivy League school.
Oh yeah, Princeton is. Oh my God, Lord, I need.
She's smart, but she ain't that smart.
Hey, yo, don't do that to your sister.
I'm kidding. But yeah, so New Jersey basketball, as Javon Quinley said, Jersey basketball is just different in March, man.
It is, yeah. That's where some of the real hoopers are at in Jersey, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know about Brian McClellan. I don't know if that guy's a great
hooper. He used to be. Back in the day, he was pretty good. He lost it, though. He lost his touch.
No, it's still in there. There. But, I mean, hey, going forward in the NBA, though, I mean, kind of getting back, though, to it, even with the March Madness, I mean, we do have looking forward for the draft, obviously. Yeah. Draft picks. I mean, you're looking forward for the Knicks.
Give me that first round pick, man.
Well, I mean, you guys have that top 10 protected if the Mavericks don't do well, so that works on your guys' favor.
Wait, top 10 protected doesn't that mean if it's top 10 the Mavericks keep it, or do we?
I don't know. You're gonna have to read that trade again.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it beforehand. We were talking about the trade because Brian brought it up about the Knicks getting that one trade possibly being a first round or top 10. It said top 10 protected, so we're still doing the research on that. But if it is what we're saying and they get top 10 protected, if the Mavericks don't do well, that means the Knicks make the playoffs and they get a probably good draft lottery pick. So maybe you get somebody. Maybe that's an easier way of kind of kicking someone off the team.
Yeah.
And so, because then next, you can get another probably good role player, another shooter.
Oh yeah, I got it here. So it is from the Porzingis trade, but so if the Mavericks pick this year falls within the top 10, Dallas keeps the pick, and Knicks will get the 2024 Dallas first round pick no matter what. That would also be top 10 protected as well. So. If it's between 10 and 14, the Knicks get it. If it's between 1 and 10, then it's all then it's the Mavericks. So
okay, but it's still a lottery pick.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So 10 and 14.
I mean, odds are it'll be 10
lottery
to 14
pick
anyway.
is what 1 through 15, 1 through 14. So 10, dude. That's a good, especially being in the playoffs. We gotta hope
it's 11 to 14. Which and this rate
I think you said 10 through 14.
It's top 10 protected. So if it's a number 10.
Oh,
they
okay.
keep it.
So it's 10. Okay.
But, I mean, based on how it's going to be, then the Mavericks probably will have like that 13, 14 pick because it's right outside looking in.
yeah.
So
That would be interesting, though.
I would take
It's a
it
good
and maybe use it as, well, I mean, so I'll have 2 first-round picks. Use it to trade up and get Victor. No, okay. No team's going to trade
I don't know.
the first pick.
Yeah, I mean, you could trade that pick for another player.
I
if
wouldn't.
you
2
wanted
first-round
to.
picks, I wouldn't be opposed
Like
to
another
trading it.
team looking for like a high draft pick to get like another star, like a star player.
Yeah,
maybe like
Damian
another-
Lillard, man.
We did talk about that. Get rid of R.J. Barrett.
RJ Barrett,
Lillard.
that was 2 first-round picks for Dame. I would do that in a heartbeat.
It's a good.
Yeah, man.
Not that bad of a. I mean, I don't know how the Trailblazers evaluate that trade, but
Yeah, I don't know.
2
They
first-round
probably have to
picks.
give up quickly too, which I don't want to give up quickly. But if
Yeah.
it's Dame,
that's interesting.
but-
But I don't know.
yeah,
The draft is going to be interesting this year because, I mean, you don't know a lot of the players coming in from college basketball. Not a lot, unless you do follow a lot of college basketball, and there's not a lot of huge names. I mean,
you got Scoot.
you got Scoop, but he's G League. He's come from the G
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
But I'm
Brandon
talking
Miller, the guy
more
from Alabama too.
Brandon Miller. You got Jalen Wilson from Kansas.
Grady
Grady
Dick.
Dick from Kansas.
I saw a lot of the Big 12 guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of Big 12 guys. It's just hard because, I mean, not even the big teams that are usually big in college basketball are even doing that great. Like Kentucky wasn't that great this year. North Carolina was bad this year. Duke was, yeah.
Well, they won the ACC, but
they won the ACC,
heated
but
up.
they got one of their guys is hitting the transfer portal this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard because then you got to think about, I mean, maybe Purdue's big guy is probably going to go big. Zach Edey or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's adjusted for the NBA.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a spot for him because he's 7'4", but
Yeah. Well, I mean, you hear about that North Dakota State guy. You hear about that North Dakota State guy?
no.
Crazy. You gotta look him up. He's supposed to be like a lottery draft pick. North Dakota State. He's a basketball player. Dude's insane. He's kind of like a. Do you remember AJ Green?
The guy, AJ Green,
Yeah.
the football player
No, basketball player.
on the Bucks.
Yeah, he's on the Bucks now.
Oh yeah.
But he went crazy for like Northern Iowa, and he.
yeah.
He was like, I think he won like. I don't know if he's from Iowa, but he won like Mr. Basketball for like Iowa or something like that. AJ
did he?
Green, he's like insane, but now he's on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh.
But it's funny that you know the football player.
Yeah, the guy played for the Bengals, man.
Yeah, he did play for the
Are you sure
Bengals.
it's North Dakota State?
North Dakota State. Yeah, North Dakota State.
Grant
has this-
Nelson?
Yeah, him.
Oh, it is Grant Nelson.
Insane.
Is he?
He's really, really good. He's really, really good, but I don't know if he's. But that's what division. That's Division 1.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
D1.
like the
That's where Carson Wentz went to college.
Carson Wentz. But that's like D1, but it's like, I think it's NAI or something like that. It's like
yeah.
because if you think about college has like 2 types of Division 1s. They have like Division 1 and
Well, they're in the same league as Oral Roberts, I think.
North Dakota State.
Yeah, because they're both in the Summit League.
Oh, is that the Summer
Yeah.
League? That's weird.
Because they
There must be
lost in the
football
championship.
that-
They lost in the championship in the Summer League
To
championship,
Oral Roberts.
but they lost by like 40.
Oral Roberts had that once. Don't they have a 7-footer?
Ambrose. Oh, 7-footer.
They had some tall dude on their team.
They got that one guard, Ambrose. I don't know if I'm saying
Yeah,
his
he was
name
really
right,
good. So,
but-
I mean, this year with the draft and the NBA, it's not too crazy. I think everyone's just kind of waiting for that Victor Wembanyama thing. Obviously, I think everyone's just like anticipating for Victor Wembanyama.
yeah.
But I think this year, I think it's just mainly focused on playoffs and seeing what happens with all this.
It's
Because
like the MVP race is also we talked about before we got on, but looks like it's heading to Jokic's way for the
and
third
to Jokic,
consecutive.
yeah. I mean, going into that, I mean, yeah, I think after last
Yeah, I
couple
said it.
games and things,
I
It's
was
hard.
I was telling Mike before we started the show, but my only problem, well, not my only problem with it, but my problem was, if you're Embiid, you talk that smack, calling him out indirectly in that quote, whatever it was. But also it's like if you're Embiid, you're like on the outside looking at an MVP going into this game.
Yeah.
Like if I'm Embiid, I was telling Mike, like, you have this game circled on your calendar. Like if I'm Embiid, I'm playing this game like literally no matter what. Because if he outdueled Jokic like he did the first time they played back in Philly, then that really would help his MVP case. But I just think not playing, you got to play. And also another stat I brought to Mike earlier was, so Embiid's missed like 14 games this season, and that would be the most by an MVP winner if he took the MVP award home. So I think it's all written. I think it's going to go to Jokic's way. I mean, I think it makes sense that they are the best team in the league, second best team in the league. And he's averaging just under triple-double.
Yeah, and if it's so close and we're kind of determining the end of the season, if you think about it, Sixers have lost 3 in a row right now. and the Nuggets have won 4 in a row. And I mean, one of those series was against the Sixers. One of those games was against the Sixers where Jokic went off and did his thing. So, yeah, I think it's just been I just think it's impressive that Jokic has done it again.
Again, yeah.
And even better.
More efficient,
and the team is number one.
And he makes his teammates better, though, too. So much better. Like, that's why, like, I know I went on that rant earlier where, like, you know, with that conception where Russ was stat padding, which I don't think Jokic is stat padding at all, but there was people saying Russ was stat padding, and when Russ did it, people had a problem with it, but, like, I got to be fair. Like, Jokic is doing more efficient than Russ did.
It looked like Russ was trying too hard to get a triple-double. Nikolai Jokic, his body language just looked like he's just out there.
But people say to me, like, he's a awful defender, which he's not a great defender, but I don't think he's that bad of a defender. I don't think he's
Nikolai Jokic?
Yeah, like I don't think he's not
he's
not that bad of a defender.
I think he's just not.
Also, I mean, most of his energy is exerted on the offensive end. Yeah, and like, look at his build too.
His build, like he could definitely hold his own in the post, but like no one's really
the perimeter.
Like obviously, I think when it comes to like off the dribble, Joel Embiid's probably better because he's like a little bit quicker and he's like I mean he's been practicing all that stuff. Jokic in the way, and I think it's just how he plays. Like you could say, because maybe we could be like, oh well, we haven't seen Jokic really try to go like fast and all because Jokic really plays slow. Jokic plays like, okay, I'm gonna back you down. All right, I might hit you with a move, but while I'm hitting my move, one of my guys is trying to get open. I'm probably gonna while I'm hitting my move, if I feel like you're guarding me or whatever, or I feel like my guy's open.
Yeah.
Pass wide open, jump shots wide open, he's free. But then Jokic is so good on the offensive end, is like even if you have everyone guarded, you still can't hold your own against Jokic because he's gonna score somehow. He's gonna get his little fadeaway jump shot, post fadeaway, which is almost unstoppable. Like he puts his leg up like he's Dirk and he drains that thing. He has a good hook shot. He has a good post game. So and then at the same time, you can't guard him on the perimeter too because he can shoot threes too. Yeah. So it's really hard to guard Nikolai Jokic and it's hard to guard Joel Embiid too as well. But I just feel like with this year the stats and then even as much as everyone doesn't like it, the team record always matters. And I know a lot of people argue it's the most valuable player, it's not the most valuable team, or it's not the most. If we still follow rules, we still follow how MVP goes. I think it's just easy. You give it to him because he's the best player on the best team. He's the best player in the NBA. He's bettered his MVP seasons, and his team has even bettered from the past till now. His team has gotten better, and his team has finally gotten to the number 1 seed. Because I think last year they were battling 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
3, 4, 5
like that. But yeah, that's the thing though. My only problem with this perception of the stat padding is like it makes no sense to me, the stat padding argument, or just like him averaging a triple double is like getting old because. You know, like if he's averaging a triple double, he's stat padding. But if he doesn't average a triple double, his stats aren't good enough to win MVP. It's like no matter what, people are gonna, so that's why that whole stat padding
if he doesn't stat pad, and I'm putting up quotes up on my fingers. If he doesn't stat pad, it does go up against him because then you have Joel Embiid who's averaging
33, right?
33 and like 10 maybe with like rebounds and stuff. But then you have Jokic who's averaging like 20 something,
25, 10 and 9 or something like that.
10 and 9. It's like, dude, and he's a center.
He's averaging like 9.9 assists, so it's basically 10, but it's like but
he's not even like like he brings up the ball, but not like that. He's not like their primary ball handler, but he's definitely their primary ball guy because like when they even bring it to the half court offense, it's always given to him, and then he's catching it, and then he's just facilitating high post, low post. He's just even high key, like he's in the top of the key catching it. He's just looking at people, and then he's taking someone off the dribble, posting up. So.
Yeah, I hope Jamal Murray's 100% for the play. I mean, he's been playing, but I hope he's like back to normal for the playoff run because they're gonna need him. Yeah, bubble. He had 50 points and like 20 shots. That went down.
Up and under.
Yeah, crazy. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. Playoffs are gonna be fun. The last couple of weeks are gonna be fun, but it's really gonna come down to.
We only got 5 more days of games. Is how I counted. We only have 5 more days.
What do you mean 5 more days?
5 more days of games, like games. Like there's 5 more days left of just NBA games in general.
And then what?
And then playing.
The playoffs in 5 days?
No, not in 5. So hold on.
Wait, what?
Let me explain.
I think
hold on. You're confused. So look, I'm just counting the days. How many left? So we have today left of games.
You saying where there's like a lot of games?
Hold on. Let me explain, Brian.
Hold on.
Hold on. So we have today full of games. So that's 1 day of games.
Okay.
All right. And then Thursday is another. It's just only 2 games. So that's 2 days. then 3 days. Third day is Friday. The 31st has a bunch of games. I'm just counting like how many days left have of games, not just a specific. So
okay.
not like specifically how many games are being played, but there's about 5 days left of games, and then because literally on.
Not gonna lie, I'm still lost.
Yeah, because even on the 3rd, there's no more games.
Oh, there's no games. There's like days where there's no games. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because actually, hold on. My bad. Hold on. I've read this wrong.
Yeah, you're confusing me, Mike.
Yeah. Hold on. I may have read this wrong. Hold on.
Because
they keep playing until
the 9th. Isn't the last day the 9th or something?
Yeah. Because the 10th, 11th, 12th. Guys, wait. I'm losing everything here. Hold on. Yeah, because playing starts April 11th. Yeah, so the 9th is the last day. So they have 7-8 days left of games. 9 days.
11 days.
Is that 11 days? I can't count. I can't.
Well, today's the
count.
29th.
Sorry.
There's 30, 31 days in
30?
March.
30? Is it 30 or 31?
You're asking the right
31
guy.
was last year. Or last month. Last month was 31, right?
You good, Mike?
Dude, I hate numbers. I hate numbers. I can't remember months and days and
hey,
stuff
just
like that.
we talk hoops. We don't talk math here.
We don't talk math. We don't.
There's
talk
31
about the
days, so there's like
so it's
2
11
plus
days?
2 plus 9. What's that? 11.
11.
Okay.
I can't count.
Neither can I.
I can't.
We're gonna have to take this segment out.
We're gonna have to just cut all this out. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, but
yeah, only 11 days left, and
so wait, what did you mean by 5 more days left of games?
I read something very wrong.
Because you make me feel stupid, Mike.
Nah, I feel dumb because I was reading the schedule and I didn't know they had a couple days where it's off. They're off. I thought it was just nonstop games until the end of the season, but they have like a couple days, like the 5th, 6th. There's no games getting played.
0 games.
Like they're barely like. Look, there's a couple games. You gotta look at it. There's literally a couple
Wait,
games.
are there games or there's not games, Mike?
There's not games.
There's
There's a
0
couple.
games?
There's like a day. There's like a 1 day, 2 day thing where there's like no games.
What?
And it's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on. That's why I was like, wait, why is there like 5? Because like I don't know. That's why I was reading it. But maybe I'm just reading something wrong. I'm not getting it. But I think in all gist of getting all this confusion.
No, I think you're reading it wrong because there are games on the 5th and 6th.
Is there? There must be.
There's a lot of games on the 5th.
No, there was a day where there was no games.
Mike,
There's 2 days.
I don't know what you're looking at, man.
I guess I'm looking at something wrong.
It's all good, man.
But the whole thing I'm trying to say is the season's literally done in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that right? 2 weeks?
Yeah, there we go.
Can
Not 5 days for everyone out there.
A week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks max. But yeah, only 2 weeks left, man, the season, and it's gonna determine a lot. We're gonna see where people are in the playoffs. We're gonna see MVPs. We're gonna see awards, and then you never know. We might hear some more crazy news.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Gonna
more
be a big offseason ahead. Teams got
big
decisions to make.
offseason. You have Damian Lillard that's shut
Kyrie,
down.
you don't know what's gonna happen.
Kyrie,
Ben Simmons.
You got a lot of
Jaylen
names.
Brown too. You don't know what's gonna happen with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen with Jaylen Brown. We're gonna have to talk about that another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely probably have to see what happens because it's interesting. But the reason why we don't know what happens next is because they still make the playoffs, and hey, sometimes things can get forgiven if they make it far in the playoffs. So
It's crazy, man.
everything could be forgiven if you win an NBA Finals is one thing. So
New York Knicks, baby. Hey, also, forgot to talk about it. Big game tonight, Knicks Heat. Obviously we have
Let's
that friendly
go
little
Heat.
rivalry.
Let's go.
The Knicks
Heat.
own Miami.
Whatever. I don't want to hear that. You guys, Julius Randle made the luckiest little fadeaway.
Hey, luck or not, it went in, man.
What?
He had 8 threes that game.
You know what? I hope Jimmy Butler hits a lucky 3 against you guys.
Oh yeah, it's in the Garden, so y'all don't know what's happening. But
it's in the Garden.
in the
Yeah,
Garden.
we won.
Nah,
we
okay.
won. Jimmy Butler's dropping 30, 40.
Also, you know what? Yeah, okay, Mike. He might actually, but we got this. I'm looking forward to it. We got that sports page tonight. Make sure everyone tunes into U92. They're the ones who gave us this foundation. Every Wednesday night they have sports page when there's not a WVU baseball game. So sports page is 6 to 10 usually.
And I'm running it.
And Mike, Tanner Lambert's giving Mike the keys tonight. So I'll just be his wingman over here. But yeah, tune in. U92 is a great student radio, West Virginia University. So make sure show them love. They give us this opportunity to produce this content to you guys, and we appreciate it. And just want to say thank you for that, for real.
Yeah, no, and thanks guys, everybody, for tuning in and everything. Today was a great episode. Glad we came in here. We covered a lot, but yet again, it's almost the end of the season. I think our content is gonna get a lot better once we get some playoffs and everything. But thanks again for all the support and everybody give us. Definitely shout out to U92.
For sure.
Shout out to Phantom Sports for
Phantom
my
Sports,
guy
for
Brian,
sure. Appreciate
man,
that.
giving my guy a platform and everything. Great article, man. Looking
I
forward for
appreciate it,
more.
man. More coming.
For
More coming on the way.
Um, and yeah, more coming on the way in general, guys. For Brian, for me,
Mike,
for Hoopin' with Mike and Brian, everything's just coming, and just stay tuned, stay involved, and we love all the interactions we've gotten on the page, on Instagram. You know, I think we're still gonna try to make some TikTok stuff and still keep doing our thing.
Yeah, for
and
sure. And also,
like
I don't want to forget to say the socials again. You know, make sure you follow our Instagram and TikTok, both at hoopin.mb. On Twitter, we're at hoopin_mb. We're also obviously on YouTube at Hoopin' with Mike and Brian. And as you know, we're on all platforms, you know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, everywhere, anywhere you can find us. So just wanted to say that, and, you know, appreciate all the love. We're going up and got more content coming up the way, man.
Got way more content, and stay tuned in the NBA. Do your voting. Do your cheering on for your team if you want to make it to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, I need everyone to have a blessed day, have a good day, and always remember to keep on hooping.